What's up, guys? How y'all doing? It's Killer Shrew Fan here, and today we have got some more big news out of the dinosaur toy collecting community. We have got 3 new figures from Papo that were just announced and confirmed for 2018. Now, if you're new to my channel, I did do a discussion video on Papo's other figures for 2018 a few weeks ago. Feel free to check that out to hear my thoughts on that. But today we're going to be talking about the new figures, and a figure that I missed in my previous video that I promised myself I wouldn't talk about, but I've seen a lot of other people talking about it, so I should probably do that, and also discuss something that a lot of people have been asking about and have been concerned about, and that's the certain lack of a particular species of dinosaur, but we'll get to that later. And before we jump in, I want to apologize again. I know I haven't done any fresh reviews for you guys in a long time. I promise you I am hard at work and they will get to you. It's just these videos, these discussion videos are a little easier on me, a little less time consuming, and what with how busy I've been these past few months, I think I need to just step back and just do stuff like this for a little bit, but I promise more reviews coming down the pipeline. Be with you shortly. But without further ado, let's jump right into the first figure. A new pterosaur from Papo. It is a Quetzalcoatlus. This figure, honestly, I think it looks beautiful, like sculpture-wise and paint color-wise, but I think it's a little awkward with the pose. I'm not sure I like the sort of swoop down neck as it looking up. I almost wish it was just like a straight neck. But Papo has been doing a lot of dynamic poses for their figures lately, so I'm not surprised that this one is not in a neutral neck up, looking down pose. It looks like they've sculpted in a bunch of pycnofibers all over the back, legs, arms, everything on this figure except for the head. We can't see the chest. I'm not sure if there are pycnofibers there, but the ones on the back look very well sculpted. It does look a little shrink-wrapped on that spine there. You can see a bunch of vertebrae poking through the skin. That doesn't bother me. I know it bothers some people. But if you've got issue with that, this might set off some red flags for you. But my favorite part of this figure is the crest. I mean, oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. The colors that they chose, the yellow that gradiates into the orange and the red with the black highlighting, that is a beautiful splash of color. Another area of note is the wings. Looks like they have their average Papo detail for wings, but it looks like painted in there are tiny veins, which is an amazing detail. I think that's just gorgeous. So overall, I think this figure is a thumbs up from Papo. I'm not a huge fan of the pose, but it's still pretty darn cool looking, and everything else just more than makes up for that. It does have an articulated jaw like the Papo Dimorphodon, and if you saw my review video for that, the interior of the mouth was sort of a letdown, so hopefully they've addressed that for this figure. I mean, it just looks so gorgeous in general. I really hope the mouth does not detract from that in any way. No indication of size just yet, but hopefully it's gonna be a big one, because, you know, I mean, Quetzalcoatlus was a huge flying reptile, so hopefully this one is gonna be quite the sizable beast. Next up, we have a repaint, and no, it is not the freaking Velociraptor again. This is a repaint of the 2017 Acrocanthosaurus, which kind of surprises me, because that one is still fairly new, and they're already doing a repaint for it. But honestly, I gotta say, if you don't have the Acrocanthosaurus yet, I would hold off until you get this version. This one just looks incredible. I know a lot of people had issues with the coloration on this year's, because it was so colorful, I guess, the purples and the oranges. This one feels a little more natural. It's still very vibrant in colors. You got reds, oranges, greens, but it just looks a little more natural. For me, it kind of reminds me of the bull T-Rex from The Lost World. I'm not sure why, but I'm definitely getting that vibe from it. Maybe it's the stripes. Could be that. But yes, I think overall I prefer this paint job to last year's. I'm one of those people. But I don't know if I will be picking this one up, at least not right off the bat, because I still, you know, like I said, the other one's still fairly new, and I think it's a pretty darn figure in and of pretty darn good figure in and of itself. And just to turn around and buy another $30 version of it just because of the fact that it is repainted, I think I'd rather put that money towards their newer figures. But overall, this one gets a thumbs up from me. I don't have much to say about it because it is just a repaint. If you want to hear my thoughts on the sculpture and everything, be sure to check out my review of the 2017 version. Yes, good figure, good paint job. Probably going to be the last one I end up getting simply because it is a repaint, and sort of an expensive repaint at that. Next up, we've got the Compsognathus, and wow, I love this figure. This is great. I mean, yeah, it's not accurate, I know, but it looks to me like the compies from Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3. And because of that, I can definitely get behind this figure. I'm already seeing a bunch of hate comments on this figure for being inaccurate and everything. I even saw one person say that it didn't look like the compies from Jurassic Park, which, I mean, I don't even get. The first thing I saw this, and the first thought that came to mind was compy, you know, the Lost World version. But I don't know, little tangent here. I think I saw Spino Dude Reviews made a reaction video to Papo's first wave, and he said something that I thought rang pretty true. I don't remember the quote exactly, but I definitely think, in my own words, people need to stop judging Papo for what it is not, and start loving them for what they are. What they are not is scientifically accurate. I mean, you can see that they're putting some effort into it, but they're nowhere near the level of Safari Limited or other companies. But what they are amazingly detailed, beautifully sculpted and finished and painted models. I mean, everything else, for me, just, I look at these figures and I think to myself, what more could you possibly need? I mean, as long as I can look at the figure and recognize that it is what it is supposed to be, and not have any questions like, is that supposed to be a Compsognathus or what, I'm happy with it. I think Papo does a good job with what they do, which is create stylized dinosaur models that are sometimes based off their Jurassic Park counterparts and are sometimes just an artist's representation of the species of dinosaur. And that being said, they do it so dang well, so beautifully, that I feel no need to complain. I think people who get too hung up with the fact that Papo is not a scientifically accurate company are forgetting that that was never Papo's intention. They started making figures in 2005, and their first two models were the brown Velociraptor and green squatting T-Rex, which bared a striking resemblance to the Jurassic Park figures. And then ever since then, they've just been recreating Jurassic Park species, but as time has gone on, obviously they've run out of species from Jurassic Park. So they've started doing new species like the Quetzalcoatlus, the Acrocanthosaurus, etc. But even dinosaur toys that don't come from Jurassic Park still seem to be inspired by dinosaurs from films. We've got the Running Rex, which resembles the Vastosaurus Rex from the King Kong remake. We've got the Pachyrhinosaurus, which looks identical to the Pachys in Disney's Dinosaur. And it just feels like Papo never set out to say, we're going to make scientifically accurate models, here you go. They have always been stylized, inspired by movie models, and because of that, I think we need to stop complaining when we're not getting scientifically accurate models from them. I mean, that's just not what they do. We need to start recognizing them for what they do, and I really do appreciate what they do. All three of these figures get a thumbs up from me. I will definitely be picking up 2 out of 3 of them. I might get the Acrocanthosaurus repaint. If you haven't gotten the Acrocanthosaurus from 2017, if you like it, I would highly recommend picking it up now, because I feel like it's gonna go the way the brown raptor went, where once they've started producing the new version, the older version is gonna become obsolete and then very difficult to find. So I encourage you to pick that up while the getting is good. So next up, we've got a figure that I skipped over because I just didn't really think it was part of their 2018 lineup. You know, I didn't find it stand out or anything, because they released it in a box set with the Ceratosaurus this year, so I'm like, okay, so it's technically a 2017 release. But it's been confirmed that it will be available for individual sale next year, and that is the Papo Jr. Spinosaurus. And obviously, it's inspired by their original model, which in turn was inspired by the Jurassic Park Spinosaurus. So no, it is not accurate. It is based on the movie, and it looks like a young version of that. I wish the sale was just a little bigger on this guy, but other than that, I think he looks pretty darn cute, and it looks like he sizes up right next to the Ceratosaurus, which is going to make him much bigger than the other junior dinosaur toys which Papo have done, the Triceratops and the Baby Rex. But yeah, it looks like it's got all of Papo's detail. It looks cute. I wish the sale was a little bigger. Not a whole lot to say about this one. We'll most likely pick it up, but again, it will probably be one of the last ones that I end up getting. Unless, of course, you guys want to see me review it, in which case I will gladly pick it up for you. And now we move on to the final portion of this discussion, and that is the missing figure, the one that everyone wants, the Papo version of the Giganotosaurus. And everyone's been asking if they're going to release it, and I've heard so many different rumors from it's not happening to it's been pushed back year after year after year, and I'm gonna believe the fact that it's been pushed back because the Iguanodon was released this year and that one was pushed back, so I'm sure the Giganotosaurus has been pushed back to 2019, which, you know, kinda is a bummer for a lot of people, but for me, glass half full, that probably means they're just having a hard time getting it to look the way that they want it to look, so they are deciding to take additional time with this particular species, which I think is kind of reassuring. Maybe it will make everyone happy once it's finally released. Maybe it'll be accurate. Maybe it'll while still containing all of Papo's trademarks, such as detail and paint job, what have you, all that good stuff. So I guess all hope is not lost. I mean, what, they've given us 1, 2, 3, a repaint, and then 3 additional, so like 6 new figures, including the Compy, the Quetzalcoatlus, the Therizino, the Iguanodon, the Amargasaurus, the juvenile Spinosaurus, then the repaint of the Acrocanthosaurus. I would not hold your breath for yet another new sculpture from Papo this year. I think they're done for this year, so the Giganotosaurus, which everyone wants and has been asking about for so long, I don't think it's happening this year. I really don't. But look at it this way, that means it's probably going to be next year, and that gives Papo a whole year to keep working at the design and hopefully make everyone happy. The fans of Papo and the people who hate Papo because they lack scientific accuracy, although I told you why I think it's silly to hate Papo for lacking scientific accuracy, and we won't get into that again, but overall, this looks like a banner year for Papo to me. I am so excited for their Therizino, so excited for the Iguanodon, the Quetzalcoatlus, the Compy, little on the fence about the Amargasaurus, not thrilled about the juvenile Spinosaurus, the paint job, the repaint, excuse me, looks great. I'm not too excited about it because, like I said, I already have the other version and I just got it, so I might hold off, but it looks great. I think this is an even better year for Papo than 2017, and they made some incredible figures in 2017. I cannot wait to have all of these in my grasp. I might have to pick up a few copies, you know, make a little pack. I'm sure that was their plan. I don't doubt that one bit. But yeah, I'm just so excited. They've got so many new and interesting species for us that have a near criminal lack of toy forms. I know there's plenty of versions of Quetzalcoatlus, but I've never been a fan of any of them. I know Safari just did their new one. I decided not to pick that one up. Collecta's got a few versions. Never liked Collecta's versions, so I'm very excited for this Papo version. Can't wait to have this one and add that one to my collection. Yeah, that about wraps us up here. Sorry, I just went back to the Quetzalcoatlus in that ending there. I should have said that in the beginning, but yeah, I am very happy with what Papo's had. We'll definitely be picking up most of these figures for 2018. We'll be reviewing them for you guys, and I will not forget to keep making reviews of the figures that you have requested. They are coming. But let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. What you think of these 3 new figures from Papo. Love them, hate them, can't wait to get them. What would you have done? What are you expecting for a Giganotosaurus? I want to know all of your thoughts on these figures down in the comments section below. We had a lot of great discussion going on my last video. Be sure to keep it going on this video. I love you guys all so much. Promise to get you all those videos. Stick around. And if you think I did a good job with this video and you enjoyed the discussion here, give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything else from us. And we will see you in our future videos. Bye-bye.